Hello, everyone, and welcome in. My name is Bryce Kuhn, and it is week one of college football. It's official game week. We got the appetizer last night, but tonight we're locking in for a loaded week one slate. Yeah, we're going to take a look at some of those Friday night games. We've also got Saturday. We've got Sunday, and I believe, fellas, if I'm not mistaken, haven't really looked too far. Do we have a Monday night game? We think we do. College football all weekend long. It's Labor Day. Pile it in. Lock it in. You're watching the Crowded Booth here on a Monday night.
Pile in here and make yourself feel at home. The Crowded Booth is coming on. The Crowded Booth with Bryce Kuhn.
No, I'm just kidding. We were going to see if he'd show his face. Welcome into the Crowded Booth here on it was actually a beautiful day here in Baton Rouge. It was 70 degrees when I woke up this morning. I don't know how it was this morning for you guys, but Will, you did mention on last week's show that the weather was getting a little bit crisper this week for college football season. It's a tease. We know that. It's second summer, but how was it nice this morning, Will?
Yeah, I mean, it was muggy as usual for Columbus. But looking ahead to Saturday, around noon, low 70s.
Ooh,
we're kicking off.
That's going to be awesome. I envy people who get to watch football on a Saturday in 72-degree weather. I wouldn't mind a 50-degree game time, to be honest with you.
I would love that. I would love nothing more.
The coldest game I've ever been to, Georgia Tech last year, was freezing. But Will remembers 2017 Auburn, Georgia it felt like it was 13 degrees. And I was sitting literally second row from the top. And I mean, you're in a different stratosphere up there. Like you're in the second ozone layer, just about up there. It's pretty cold.
It was very cold.
Very cold. We welcome you in. Dr. Bob's is going to be a heater in NOLA this Saturday. Will, what's the get-in price for this weekend? $6. Northwestern. Preston Stone makes the trip down to New Orleans for a Big Ten AAC battle. All right, listen, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you're watching this live, that's awesome. Like, subscribe. It helps us in the algorithm, and share it with your friends. And if you're listening after a fact, whether it's on YouTube in the archives or on this podcast platforms, we appreciate you. The iHeartRadio audience is growing, and I'm not even sure how, but we appreciate it. It's awesome. If you have not already, Sam, we will read that poem, by the way. I want to lead the show off with that, by the way. I got to someone pull that up for me. Lost my train of thought because I just thought about that poem. The audio listens are growing, so we appreciate that. If you hadn't already, check out that Colorado Georgia Tech Behind Enemy Lines video is doing pretty well. We appreciate the guys from DNVR Sports coming on and talking a little bit about that game. We're going to talk about that tonight. And guys, I wanted to kind of break things up, because it is a loaded weekend, right? And it's going to be hard to give attention when we go live on Thursday night. Remember, the preview show is going to be on Thursday night to talk about the loaded week one slate. So I wanted to give ample time tonight to talk about the two big marquee matchups on Friday.
Let's use that term loosely.
Well, we're hoping
no one that is playing on Friday is ranked. So,
but you're hoping that you can even watch the game on Friday, right?
Oh, I'll be watching the game. Might be changing TV providers.
Yeah,
it's the last straw.
You might have to.
Brutal.
This is
where did Sam put this in the Discord, by the way?
He texted it to me. Do you want me to text it to you?
Text it to me. He put it in the Discord. I just don't remember where he put it. I can't remember. Let's talk about it though. College football week 0. I really just kind of want to get quickly into this, fellas, because there wasn't a ton to talk about. I mean, you guys, we were kind of texting back and forth. We clean sweep of the best bets. We're not going to throw up the sheet tonight because it's just week 1. But man, if we'd have parlayed that, been a nice little. Maybe we should start doing that.
Parlay all our best bets.
Should we parlay our best bets? Would that be?
Nobody, listen, we'll be the only people making money because we know these people have shown that they're not going to trust me for anything.
Anything at all. No, not at all in the least bit. No, you're right. Week 0 recap. Obviously, the weekend. Stanford's bad. We knew that going in. I mean, Will and I have we have refrained from talking about them, the big two
Baylor was
pre-ACC preview shows, the past 2 years. And that's the reason why. I don't think there's any hope for Stanford in terms of this year. They might win 3 games. That's kind of my synopsis of what I think of Stanford. Did you guys watch this game, and what would you think?
I mean, we talked about it, Thursday night? And I said Stanford has the biggest chance to lose all of their games this year. Proven why on Saturday. I mean, it's just one of the worst offensive teams I've seen. And to have, a solid coach with Frank Wright and what he's done in his career, and then you have one of the best college quarterbacks in history, Andrew Luck is your GM, you would think something in there has got to be working. Now, I know they don't have anybody quarterback-wise. Yeah, he balled out, by the way. He did ball out for Hawaii.
He's good. He's good.
But Stanford there's just no future ahead of them right now. It showed this is going to be some growing pains for them for going for, in the future, and whoever they hire to run this team. But it's going to be a rough year, and Stanford's offense is pitiful. The defense shows some life occasionally, but that offense was pitiful.
Will, any thoughts from Hawaii, Stanford?
I have a comment to address first.
Go ahead.
The pilot with the accusations. Vegas loves to see Will Cumming and hates to see him leave. I'll have you know, on my bachelor trip in Biloxi, I made money in the casino. Thank you very much.
I didn't.
Not as much as Ralph did, but Ralph cleaned up.
Yeah.
Let's just say this. I walked away and went to the slot machines, and then Bryce came over to me, and I was up $520 on a slot machine.
I mean, that's just dumb. That's just dumb. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Is $2 making money? Dev said yes. +2 is making money. It's leaving with money. No, week 0. I mean, look, be honest with you. Someone played automatic blackjack. Yes, this is true. In all seriousness, week 0 is the appetizer. Let's just kind of talk about, obviously, the big game that was there. Iowa State, the Cyclones, not the Hawkeyes, hand-up situation. Iowa State and Kansas State, sloppy game. The field conditions weren't great. Guys, I don't remember. I know we kind of did the live stream last year if the field conditions were that bad. Obviously, we know it was raining this year. But I think it wasn't great field conditions last year, right, for Tech and Florida State.
It rained the entire week going into that game. And it rained before the game was kicked off. And they have to wear 7 studded cleats. In normal case, you don't wear 7 studs. And that's what, I've read that about NFL teams, that they require every player to wear 7 stud cleats and they go to London because they know the field conditions are going to suck.
Yeah.
It's going to be slippery. You have a chance of breaking your ankle and, rolling your ankle all the time. So they, look at Dylan Edwards. I talked about Dylan Edwards on Thursday. I think he was going to have a great game. He didn't get a snap. He rolled his ankle on the punt return. He was out for the rest of the game.
He was fine.
Feelings got hurt.
He was fine. I loved it. It was a great football game for about 3 quarters, and then we got this modern, air it out, score points nonsense. No, but it was a relatively stress-free game for me until about halfway through the fourth quarter. And I know everybody had their comments typed up, ready to go. But who came out on top? Matt Campbell, knowing ball, taking a knee at the 1. Mario Cristobal should take notes.
Dr. Bob hits on the other game. Maybe Idaho State is a really good FCS squad. UNLV's still figuring it out. Remember, regular season #1 Oregon only beat Idaho by 10.
Look, you gotta watch out for Idaho. They play in that dome up there,
the Kibbe Dome.
The Kibbe Dome. All right, look, that's a dangerous place to play. They get rowdy up there.
You know what's also dangerous is being near Avery Johnson's family. I don't know if you guys saw that was wild.
I learned a lot about Avery Johnson.
You saw the same tweet I did.
I did.
I know exactly what tweet you saw. I also
gotta love social media.
I learned a lot about Avery Johnson.
Yeah, we all did.
Let's obviously week 0 is the appetizer sets college football, like you guys talked about last Thursday night, by the way. It's one of those things where now Iowa State's kind of set up, for the Big 12 race. I guess is the best thing to put it. Like, you've got a nice leg up, and I believe they welcome Arizona State in there in October or November. So that's going to be obviously a big primetime matchup if Iowa State trends the right way. And I think we talked about in the preseason, Iowa State has what we think is a manageable schedule until they get there. So it is it's going to be interesting. I mean, Big 12 football is fun. It got a little sloppy. It was physical.
That first quarter was sloppy. It really
the first
was.
quarter was sloppy. I will say this about Rocco Beck. People were like, "Oh, Rocco Beck, this, that." He made plays when he needed to, and it's week 1, bad conditions. It is what it is. That's kind of where I sit.
Well,
with
I think Rocco showed everybody last year what he's capable of throwing the
Yeah.
football. So
Yeah.
I mean, you
No,
can't.
it's an
take
indictment.
You can't take this first game as what to expect for the rest of the year. He's a good quarterback.
Their run game also started to kind of amp up in the second half. Carson Hansen started running the ball very well in the second half, and kind of helped out their offense a lot more. They really couldn't run the ball, so they were relying on the pass, and conditions were bad. I mean, there's a lot of drop balls on Saturday. I mean, you had, I think 4 or 5 in the first half from both teams.
Maybe.
In the gutter, guys.
In the gutter. It's brutal. No, you're right. That's week 0, and that's college football. We're getting ready to talk about week 1. Can I get a close-up shot, please? I'd like a close-up shot. I wanted to read something real quick. If you're watching this, it's going to have more of an impact on you. If you're listening, I apologize. We can't afford you the opportunity. I need a reading of the poem. That's exactly what we're about to do here, buddy. If I can find what I'm looking for here. Ralph, can you give me some soft, sweet music? So, Sam, that's too fast for me. Too fast for me. I need something to slow it down a little bit. What do we have here? All right, there we go. I like that. Can I get it turned up a little bit on the volume knob? This is taking way too long. All right, here we go. We had a nice poem brought into us by a small little man who loves football. Is he elf-like? He might be. 'Twas the week before kickoff, and all through the booth, not a creature was stirring, not even a Bruce. The games were made with great thought and care, in hopes that week 1 will soon be there. While visions of vets cashing dances in their heads, and Will on his soapbox and Ralph in his yap had awoken from long seasons. College football's back. Let's talk week 1. Appreciate that. We just need to take a quick second to indulge ourselves. I'm not reading that so our audio listeners can stay pure. We, honest to God, need an out-of-context Crowded Booth account made by somebody and just start posting stuff because it'd be amazing. Hey, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. And let's talk a little bit about week 1, though, fellas. And let's start with a game that's going to be played out in Waco, God's country. Auburn enters this game as a 2.5-point favorite. Will and I are going to talk about this game more in depth later in the season. Will has already left and decided to leave. He's had an out. Auburn is a 2.5-point favorite against Baylor. Look, there's a lot of different things that have been said on social media over the past months, especially recently.
Minutes.
Okay, so there's still fodder going back and forth between this. This is a game, and I'm just going to give my kind of initial thoughts on this one. Okay, Maxwell, we're going to get to that. We haven't got to our first ad break. TD Jake says Eric Singleton over under 3.5 drops. That'd be crazy because he had 4 all of last season. So that'd be impressive.
Over.
He might not even be 110% healthy. Auburn 2.5-point favorite on the road here in Waco. Here's where I feel about this, and we've talked so much about this and leading up into the preview of Auburn. And so, Will, I want your God's honest, like how you feel about this, because look, I got to see Baylor play last year in person. They have weapons. Sawyer Robertson is a capable quarterback that can make you pay in both on the ground and with his arms. At least one of his arms. He is probably what Auburn wants Jackson Arnold to be in maybe a little bit of a test in terms of how they would like to play this game. Baylor's defense has to improve dramatically. So I'm going to ask you this. It comes down to this for me. I think Auburn's defense is going to be really good. It's going to be tough to play against them in this game, even on the road. I think Baylor's offense is probably their best aspect. So you're going to have good on good there. This really comes down to, do you trust Dave Aranda, the defensive mastermind, more, or do you trust Hugh Freeze as the offensive play caller more? I turn it to you here. When I tell you that, what's your heart tell you?
My heart tells me that Auburn's the far better team on paper. There's been so much talk from what we like to call the fan propaganda podcasts that are out there now, especially from Baylor fans, thinking that Baylor is better on paper, that Baylor has a better wide receiver room than Auburn, which is a lot of crazy talk. I mean, Auburn has probably the best receiver room in the country. You talk about just talent on paper. There's few up there. Auburn's up there, top 5 at least. So, yeah, Auburn should win this game. Auburn should win this game handily. But you asked me, do I trust Hugh Freeze? The answer is no. The answer is no. Auburn, this is probably the best offensive line Auburn's had in at least 6 years, maybe even more. Going back to 2019, Auburn should be able to just line up and run the football, but I don't really trust this offensive staff to run the ball. I mean, they could have won. They blamed the kicking game last year. I think if they run the ball more, they win more games last year. So I think it's really that simple. Of course, I'm going to pick Auburn to win this game. Of course, I'm going to pick Auburn to cover the spread because they are the better team. They're more talented. But oh my gosh, it's not going to be easy, and it's going to be 3.5 hours of just like stomach pain, writhing. I am ripping my hair out, all of it. It's going to be a 4-quarter game. It's going to be a 4-quarter game.
Bryce, you're muted.
Appreciate it. When I look at this, Will over under yelling at the TV 3.5.
Way over.
Is that per play?
Because per drive?
That's a pretty good.
That's
pretty
per
good
drive,
line.
Will, I think. I mean, if that's per drive, I still hit over.
Dr. Bob's out here quoting scripture. I mean, the heart is more deceitful than all else and is desperately sick. Who can understand it? Jeremiah 17:9. Here's where I think, and we can discuss this at large. We got 2 games we're talking about tonight. Did Will just say Auburn has a better
somebody that's not biased weigh in on this?
I'm going to say.
Question for the audio listeners, by the way: did Will just say Auburn has a better wide receiver room than Ohio State?
I would say this: it's Ohio State and Auburn 1 and 2. I think Auburn probably has better depth in overall receiver, but with Jeremiah Smith alone, they have better receiver room. Just because Jeremiah Smith alone, I mean, he's by far the best player in college football going into this year.
I'll say Auburn has a top 5 receiving room. I just don't know. I think on paper it's up there.
Oh yeah, if we're on paper, it's 1 and 2 between the 2 of them. Honestly,
I wouldn't say that.
I asked for unbiased. Bryce has 2 checks back there that very obviously have.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you this right here. They're nowhere near the top 10, so I don't know what that has to do with anything. Now, this unit could be. I'll put them in top 5.
I wouldn't put them in the top 70
in any category of anything.
Exactly.
Heartbreak, yeah.
Mojo Dortch.
Now, the one we're sleeping on is this unit right here. We don't know. It remains to be seen what they could do.
Oh, my gosh.
But no, seriously, no, to that point. With this game, and I pitched the question like this to Will for a reason, because I think this comes down to the head coach's expertise, right? What is their expertise in this game? Dave Aranda is known for his defense. He reloaded on paper the linebacking room, the secondary. That's what they went and got. They went to go upgrade it. It was not good last year. But when they went on that run, they were able to patch some things up. They got to a bowl game, played competitively with LSU, and just didn't have the firepower to do it. I kind of think Baylor is set up in this game to have some success. Will said he's picking Auburn. Will, are you taking Auburn in the points here? This is not your official pick, but you're taking Auburn in the points.
I am.
Ralph, before I get my pick in, I just want to know, do you trust Hugh Freeze more with the offense, or do you trust Dave Aranda more with the defense?
I trust Hugh Freeze with this offense. I mean, if anything shows you from the last few weeks of practice, he's more fired up about his quarterback play. He expects better. I know people, saw that, him slamming the visor on the ground at practice the other day. If anything, that shows that he's more concerned and wants him to play better and expects more out of him. And that goes going forward. I think, what we've seen in practice the past, few weeks is that this team's coming together, I think, a lot more than I thought they were last year. I think they're a lot further ahead than they were last year at this time. And I know it's not saying much because it was the second year of his tenure there. I like this wide receiver room a lot more than last year's. I like this offensive line. Will said it best. This is probably the best offensive lines Auburn's had in a long time. I completely agree. I think both tackles are by far better than ones they've had in the past. And
Auburn actually has a left tackle.
Yeah, for once, and I agree.
Your Chaplin going to be the starting left tackle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mason Murphy will start at right tackle.
Yeah, and then you go to the defense side of the ball though for Auburn. Really, it's just so much depth on that defense this year, and a lot of the guys are going to play. They'll be rotating a lot of guys in there, and all of them. And I'll say this: I think I can confidently say a lot of those guys in the secondary would start at other SEC schools.
Hey, Auburn's defense is so good; they got 22 starters on that side of the ball.
And Dirk's not afraid to play all of them. He's not. Whoever's making the plays out there is going to be in the game. He's not going to sit there and wait for someone to make a play. If they're not doing their job right, he will switch you out immediately. I've seen it in practice enough. He doesn't care. That guy's fired up on the sideline. It's his defense, and he runs it the way he wants to.
You're taking Auburn in the points?
I'm taking Auburn in the points. I've said at the beginning of the year I think Auburn wins this game.
I got to keep consistent with my theme of the weekend, and it starts right here. I'm taking Baylor to win this one at home. The returning experience that the Bears bring back, that matters to me. I have a hard time when you're playing on the road with a lot of new faces, especially that offensive line. And I'll caveat this by saying I think Baylor wins this game. I don't think it means that Auburn's season's derailed. I just think that this version of the Auburn team this is their first time playing together. And they've got a lot of new faces, like you mentioned, on that offensive line. I think it's going to be a good offensive line for Auburn this year. I think Jackson Arnold can be good and serviceable for you at that position. Maybe it's just the aspect of just trusting what we know. And I feel like I know what's returning for Baylor. I don't necessarily know what Auburn's going to look like, and that makes me nervous when they go on the road, which is going to be a good environment out there in Waco. So I also think Dave Aranda is too good of a defensive mind. Now he's got a couple screws loose. He's a good defensive mind, in my opinion, to get this. I trust him a little bit more right now. And just playing on the road with that first unit is going to be the first game with this Auburn team can be a little tough. And I'll add in here before you go, Will. I think that the version for Auburn fans that they're going to see of a Hugh Freeze-led team is going to be very different than in week one. It kind of stinks that you're playing this game. And I'll say this. I talked with someone that's, in and around the program. There's a feeling they kind of wish they had that tune-up game. They kind of wish that these were –
Hugh Freeze said that in the spring.
Yeah.
He said that at SEC Media Days.
Yeah. So.
I mean, I agree with a lot of what you're saying there. I mean, I think for Baylor, they have to make this game ugly. They're going to have to win it with their defense. But Dave Aranda has not sounded very confident in his defense in the last week or so. They're going to be down a safety, Carl Williams, if I'm getting his name right. They're going to be down a safety. He said something about like they're blitzing well, but they struggle to cover, which concerns you when you look at Auburn's receiving room.
Yeah.
If they can get pressure on Jackson Arnold or any of the three quarterbacks that Hugh Freeze plans to play, they'll probably have some success. But yeah, it's my blood pressure is already. Maybe I should be taking some baby aspirin in preparation, because how stressful I'm going to be, how stressed I'm going to be.
I have one more final thing, Will, and I don't want to stress you out because I know we've already had this conversation today. So it shouldn't be too bad. I am worried, and you are too, about special teams play. Last year it was rough at times, and every time they went to kick a 30-yarder or more, There are things being said that the kicker will not be healthy this week, and Alex McPherson. You're going with Towns Magoo as your possible starter, who had the yips last year and struggled at times. But I did see a kicker in practice kick a 40-yarder, and he's a transfer from Southern Miss, and that's Connor Gibbs. If it has to come to him, I would feel more confident with him in the game on the line than I would Magoo right now. If I'm Auburn.
I think Freeze should just take a page out of Tommy Tuberville's book this week and just
National
kick.
Championship head coach Tommy Tuberville.
That's correct. We're not going to punt. We're not going to kick field goals. We're going to go for it every time.
4-down territory the whole game.
The whole game. Did it against Georgia, and it worked.
We'll see. Auburn, 2.5-point favorites. Once again, the picks are in. Will is going with his Tigers. Ralph is going with Auburn. I've got Baylor winning the game at home. Trevor Jones says Kennesaw State to upset Wake on Thursday. No,
Robbie Ashford, the quarterback.
Robbie Ashford going to run all over the Owls, hooty-hoo, up there and wherever they play. Demon Deacon country. I couldn't tell you. There's 13.
Salem.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah,
Go
right.
Dash. Yeah, go Dash. Winston-Salem Dash, single A affiliate of the White Sox. Okay, when we come back, Georgia Tech, Colorado. Lots of storylines, guys. I don't know if you saw today, a little bit of smack talk coming out of Atlanta as the Jackets and the Buffs get ready.
I, for one, am shocked.
I was going to say the same thing.
You know what's not shocking? The power of the bug spray that we need. I'll tell you that.
He doesn't even have it ready to go.
Bug spray. That really, really works. Make sure you check out our friends over at All Natural BS, the bug spray that really works. And listen, I want to tell you this. We've talked about this so much on the show, but I want to reiterate it, and I want you to understand kind of what we're talking about here. Because when you're out and about, when you're tailgating, when you're doing all of these different things, you want to keep your family, the kids safe. You don't want to go back home and have the bug bites everywhere. All Natural bug spray really works. It is chemical-free solution for your home, garden, patio, wherever you're going to be utilizing it. So make sure you go ahead and go over there. TCB15 is that code that you can go ahead and order things and get ready for tailgate season. We can get it in. I don't know if you can get it in this weekend, but I know you can get it in for that home opener for Georgia Tech at least next weekend against Mary Mother School of the Blind. So we were going to run an ad, but instead, fellas, I want to come back to this because you guys know, sponsor of the Georgia Tech show, but also kind of moving into a sponsor of everything we're going to be doing. Section 103 released their polos today. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little bit of a fiend for polos and athletic polos. I like them. They have to feel good. They've got to fit right. And right nowadays, we've got all these different companies making polos, sell them on Instagram, that the ads pop up and you get it and it's too short, too small, whatever it is. Or if you're like Gavin, you order a size 4T and it's still too big. So what you need to utilize is to know your size. You just need to know that, obviously, there. Sorry, I looked too much at the comments. You need to be able to utilize what you have going on in Section 103. So I'm going to show you real quick the combinations that we have. No, I'm not going to be taking my shirt off. Audio listeners, you missed out. So we got two shirts here. The first off, they sent, released today, by the way. We've got the Georgia Tech one. This is the state of Georgia in the gold. And this is a pretty true gold, by the way. You can't tell. Maybe the lighting doesn't do it justice. I'm going to tell you this. I've been partnered with Section 103 for 5 years, and I didn't know what to expect out of these polos. You don't know. This is premium quality. I've got about every single type of polo. I'm wearing Rowback right now. This is a really good polo. You like it? I'm going to pair it on Black Friday with this right here, rocking it in the Mercedes-Benz Dome. And then obviously for LSU fans, we got the purple State of Louisiana with the Bengal Tiger logo there. So this is great quality shirts. I'm going to be wearing them. They've got me game day ready. You can use TCB10 for 10% off your order. How do they compare to Peter Millar? I'll be honest with you, they're pretty comparable. I've got a couple Peter Millar polos. So it is what it is. Dude just said premium quality and Rowback in the same sense. It's because he weighs 13 pounds and he can't wear anything that doesn't make him look like the boy in the striped pajamas. So that's what it is. Anyways, I don't know why I said that, but
that's messed up.
That's crazy.
God.
Georgia Tech, Colorado.
Oh God, do we?
Jackets 4.5-point favorite on the road against the Buffaloes. If you haven't already, we did a great show. I mentioned this earlier when we kicked off tonight's show. We had a great preview of kind of behind enemy lines with the DNVR Sports. It was great. They did really, really well. There you go, Trevor. Fantastic. Tons of Colorado fans are commenting. I wanted to kind of get to some of the comments that were made, which is perceived as bulletin board material. Clayton Powell-Lee, veteran safety for Georgia Tech, says this. Everybody says it's a different experience. I've experienced some crazy stadiums since being here, which is not false. So just knowing that, not trying to overhype it, honestly, like it's another game. That's the part. He then talked about the fact that we all know Colorado likes to bring out celebrities to the game. He goes, I know they bring out celebrities. They do all this crazy stuff, but we're playing football. None of them playing. None of them are playing. They can hype up. They can hype. This quote's messed up. None of them playing. They can hype all they want, but it's up to you on the field, not them. Okay. I think the clickbait title of this article is Georgia Tech players bulletin board material to Deion Sanders' Colorado Buffaloes. I don't really think that's bulletin board material. There's nothing super personal about it.
They're taking it as they're saying their stadium's not loud enough. Basically, that's how they're taking it.
They're just saying it's not anything they haven't faced before, which is probably true. Like they played in Sanford Stadium last year, and I was there, and that place was rocking.
They've played at Clemson before. Like some of these guys have played at Clemson, at Georgia.
They played at Ole Miss.
At Ole Miss.
Yeah. It sounds like they think Colorado's going to go 7-5.
Well, you could. We'll see. If there's one thing I've taken away from, obviously, the conversation I had on Sunday with the Colorado side of things is that, and this is what I really do believe this, and I think we're going to see it. And we might just use this clip as the preview episode for the week, to be honest with you. But, last couple of years, the last 2 years that Colorado has been under prime and all this kind of stuff, and you've had Shador, you've had Travis Hunter, you've had some other really good weapons on the outside. People have just looked at the roster and said, okay, they've got two guys and they've got average to below average everywhere else. And those two guys have elevated it to a point to where they won 9 games last year. Okay, maybe there's some truth that you had 2 superstar players, at least one superstar player and 1 star player, regardless of how you feel about Shador now. The thing for me is that, and like I said, I don't know if it's just coming off that episode that I did the other day, but really looking at it and watching the press conferences and reading more about Colorado, they really feel like they're more of a balanced attack here in 2025, especially offensively, right? If we just look at that offense, regardless of what you feel or think about Caden Salter, the kid has talent. Last year didn't go the way he wanted. You can't completely ignore what happened before that. He has the ability to be a really solid power 4 quarterback. I don't think that's a crazy statement to make. We're not sitting here saying that he's going to be, a top 3 quarterback in the country, but we are sitting here kind of telling you that it's an opportunity to be. It's an opportunity to go prove himself at the Power 4 level. So when you look at Colorado and you look what they bring to the table, offensively, look, I would say this, Draylon Miller, I think, is a pretty good player on the outside for them. They've got some guys that have to step up, right? The offensive line, especially the interior, they feel like is better. It's no secret they've got to be able to run the football. You've got a Georgia Tech defensive line that cohesively has not played a game together. I think that's a massive storyline. So let's kind of start there. If I sat here and told you Georgia Tech was playing Colorado guys, and you're just a casual fan, you'd say, yeah, they can't. They can't run the ball. They've never been able to run the ball. Here's the thing, though: they feel better about their run game. Georgia Tech's defensive front has not played a game together. Jordan Vandenberg, I think, is pretty good. Akilo Stone's got a nice floor to him. AJ Hoffler, all of these guys on the edge and everything. You just hadn't played a game together. And so I think I'll start with you, Will. That to me is a bit of a battle. If Colorado gets moving and Caden Salter can run the football, that you have to get that happening if you're Colorado.
Yeah, you have to. I want to answer Trevor's comment. He says, what's the Vegas over-under for Colorado? Their fans are acting like 2024 FSU coming into the season. It's 5.5. Just checked it on FanDuel. 5.5. Yeah, Bryce, I I'd be a little not concerned, but hesitant, just to think that Georgia Tech's defense is gonna dominate this game, especially up front, because we haven't seen it, right? And we know Caden Salter, we know he can run, but if they bottle him up, they should have a lot of success. I think defense travels, run game travels. I think Georgia Tech has that advantage in both aspects. So I think they're going to win this game. I think it's going to be close. 4.5, man. That's a tricky number. That's a tricky number. I think Colorado might cover that, but it'll be 3 or 4. It's not going to be 1 or 2. It'll be 3 or 4. To cover that 4.5. I think this game's got a ton of potential. I said Georgia Tech has the advantage defensively, but I still could see this being just a shootout. We're not in the sense that both teams are going to score 30, 40 points, but it's every time they get the ball, they're scoring. They're finding the end zone.
You're muted.
You're muted.
We say Georgia Tech has the defensive advantage. Colorado led the Big 12 in sacks last year. I mean, I think there is an element of like, well, their defense is just bad. I mean, I don't think it's bad. I think that they've got guys that can go get the quarterback, and you're also breaking in 3 offensive linemen back into the rotation for Georgia Tech that you want to assume will be good, and I think they will be good, but it's just I don't think it's necessarily a given that Georgia Tech's going to just be able to do whatever they want with Colorado.
Colorado led the Big 12 in sacks last year, but their secondary was a lot better, I think.
Which helps.
You lose Travis Hunter. Say what you want about Shiloh Sanders. He was a decent player back there, enough that you trusted him. So you could rush the passer more. Are they going to be able to do that this year? Are they going to need more help on the back end? Yeah. I think I tend to think they probably will need more help, so they won't be sending so many guys.
To that point, I mean, we danced around this, and we've talked a little bit about this, but let's just open it up for conversation because we've got time. This, like I said, only 2 games we're talking about. Will, you're taking Colorado to cover, but you're taking Georgia Tech to win. I think with this game, Caden Salter is the X factor and the wild card for me, because I think people have short-term memory. It's very much, easy to just look back at what happened last year when he struggled down the stretch and was a little bit banged up with Liberty. If Colorado gets the RPO game working and they start to get moving, it's going to give that revamped offensive line some confidence. It's going to give the run game, which they've been a little banged up, and they're not going to have their true guy who would be their number 1 starting in this game at running back. But they still have they feel like they have weapons. And then the wide receiver, it's just going to open things up. I think where teams can have success against Georgia Tech, and we'll see what the 2025 version of Georgia Tech's defense looks like. If Georgia Tech can play you and they can stack the box, they're going to feel good about their chances because they got a lot of guys, I think, on this defense that can play really well inside that box. I think Georgia Tech's improved dramatically in the athletic department in terms of how athletic they are on the defensive side of the football. But when you are maybe preface or more comfortable playing inside the box, if they start to spread things out a little bit and Salter starts to hit some of these receivers and they essentially start making you choose something, that to me is where the defense could kind of get on its heels. Not saying it's going to happen. That would be the recipe for success. And I think Salter's capable of playing pretty well in this game.
If Salter has a lot of success through the air, watch out. Georgia Tech could be in trouble because we know how good he is with his legs. A lot of the talk is that Juju Lewis is the better passer in fall camp, the true freshman. But if Salter's in a rhythm hitting his passes, I don't think that's going to be good for Georgia Tech.
I think, too, and Ralph, we'll go to you on this. Someone made a comment in here earlier about the more balance. I think they're still going to throw the ball, but they've got to be able to run the ball. Like, it was, 70-30? I mean, 75.
80-20 easily.
I mean, it was brutal.
I mean, he threw the ball like 50 times a game. Like, honestly.
If they can run the ball, if they can keep it 60-40 and be efficient, that could mean a good day for Colorado there. The need to run the football, man. It's you playing at home. It's gonna help. I think that you have, Ralph, 2 dual threat quarterbacks that could provide some fireworks offensively.
If there's one thing we've learned about week 1 games and week 2 games in college football, your offense is the one that usually makes the most mistakes off the start, because sometimes there's not that in-game connections working just yet. You're running plays that you're not really comfortable running yet, and you're facing a defensive front that you didn't see very much during practice, and things like that happen all the time. So, you're going to have mistakes by both offenses. I really do think so. I'm not saying anything about certain quarterbacks. I'm just saying that, maybe Malik Rutherford runs the wrong route because he got the play in wrong, and it's overthrown into interception, or Salter makes the wrong read on the RPO play and throws it right to the linebacker. It's just, there's a lot of things that can go wrong on both sides of the ball, and that's where I kind of want to see where this game's won at, is a turnover battle. Who creates the most turnovers and who has the least? I think that's where it's won at this year. I agree with Will. I think it's a close game, but I think it's a grudge match, because I think it comes down to who doesn't turn the ball over the most, and whose quarterback can lead in, who has the ball last, really. That's the truth. Who has the ball last, who can put the game in their hands, their quarterback's hands. You got 2 veteran quarterbacks who've been in some tough opportunities in their career. I don't care what you say about, Caden Salter being in Conference USA. He's played a lot of games. He's played in a lot of football games. He's played some pretty good opponents. I mean, he played against Oregon. I know it wasn't a beautiful matchup, but good Lord, it's still Oregon. They stomped Colorado that same year. I'm excited about this matchup. Like I said, I've been saying it all week this week and all of last week. I'm tired of talking football and not watching it. Like, I sat there Saturday and watched that Kansas State and Iowa State game. I don't think I spoke a word to my dad. I just watched the game. I'm ready to see people just hit each other. I'm tired of all this talk, and there's trash talk on Twitter. Yeah, it's fun and all, but no one knows a thing until that whistle blows on Friday night.
I think one thing too that we look at this, Colorado. I want to ask you guys this. We'll start back with you, Will. Is there a chance Colorado has a better team, collective team, in 2025 than they have yet under Deion Sanders? Collective team.
There's certainly a chance, right? I mean, they showed last year how important stars are in college.
Yeah.
They don't have that this year. But they also don't have what comes with that, the distractions that come with that. Good or bad, right or wrong, there was distractions.
Yeah.
There's certainly a chance. I don't know. And there's really nobody convinced. I mean, Vegas thinks they're only going to win 5 or 6 games.
Yeah.
So if they do, they will be, better. It'll be because they play together and for each other, probably more than they have.
Yeah, I think there's a strong chance they're better collectively as a team. Does it mean the record's going to be better? No, not necessarily, because you can have a better team year to year, but the schedule might dictate different things for you. So,
I think,
Ralph, you think they could be better?
Also, I didn't get my pick, by the way. I don't think.
I thought you did. I thought you said Georgia Tech wins. The same as Will, right?
I didn't. I think I said it was going to come down who has the ball last. I don't think did I say Georgia Tech. I'm thinking Georgia Tech anyway. I think they cover in the first place. I think they score a touchdown toward the end of the game and make a stop defensively and late in the game win. Sorry, I should have said earlier. Apologies.
No, I like that. There's just things in this game where I think, I'll say this, I'll just be candid about it. I think both teams both fan bases are vastly underrating each other. This is true, Jonesy.
1-0.
1-0. There's talent. DJ McKinney, very good corner for Colorado. Very, very good player.
Yes.
Quincy Wiggins, former LSU Tiger, transferred up there. Real twitchy off the edge. Like you mentioned, Ralph, like you're going to have a game that comes down to turnovers. I mean, I was kind of looking at this like I think that this could come down to. Do I want to spoil this, or we want to do a whole episode? I'll just tease it. I think this could come down a lot to, and you're going to hear this later in the week. Who makes the most disruptive plays? Because Colorado, like we talked about, led the Big 12 in sacks. They're returning some guys that have been labeled Energizer bunnies, like guys that are real springy. They've got really good bend around the edge, and they're excited about that. Georgia Tech feels good about their offensive line. There are questions about it. You know, I'm going to get into the same argument I've been getting for the past 8 months about people with Ethan McKinney at tackle. Yeah, he didn't play last year for you because he was hurt, but you can't just go off of 2 years ago saying the guy's going to be good. We think he is, and we think he's going to continue to play well, but it's going to be very interesting. If Georgia Tech can keep Haynes King clean, they've got a really good chance to win this game and cover, and maybe cover comfortably.
Haynes King's got to keep himself clean.
That's fair.
He's going to learn to slide. He's going to have to slide because he cannot take shots like he had all year last year. That was the reason why they had some games where he just threw screen passes the entire time. Now it worked.
Oh, don't say that. You've ignited an argument.
Well, here we go. Sorry, but like I'm serious though. Like you go back.
You're out here inciting violence.
Yeah, but you go back last year. He took a lot of shots last year where it caused him to have shoulder problems in the middle of the season.
Mm-hmm. Like that non-targeting call?
I wasn't talking about that game. I was talking about like middle of the season. We were talking about end of the year. But no, I'm just saying like he's got to learn to protect himself. He has to. I mean, I saw in NFL, I think Bo Nix ran for a few plays where he tried to like dive for a first down and take on a tackle, and he walked on the sideline, and Sean Payton grabbed him and said, "You got to slide. You have to learn to slide." He's like, "You can't be shifted in the NFL. You'll get cracked on the middle of the field." And you see him start to slide more. And I just think Haynes King's a bigger quarterback. I'm not comparing him to the size of Bo Nix, but you got to learn to slide it occasionally. I know you want to get that first down sometimes, but protect your body, please.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to look at this. Bo Nix is 6'2".
He's 6'2".
Yeah, 215 pounds. Haynes King's 6'3", 215. They're the same size.
Oh wow!
So he's actually what, 6 foot? Maybe he's 5'11". About
Haynes King is actually probably older than Bo Nix. It might be close to that. You know, I guess I'll just kind of say this and put a bow on this game. I think this is going to be a great football game. Like, I think it's going to be a really, really fun football game. I don't think that either side should be mad if they win close, because for Georgia Tech, once again, I think the cart has gotten a little bit ahead of the horse for a lot of fans. And I think there's reason for optimism. I talked about this in my prediction show. But I think that understanding how you have an opportunity to go take care of business on the road against an opponent that has a lot of fanfare around them, probably isn't as talented as you on paper, but does have some talent and does have guys that can hurt you on both sides of the football. That being said, going on the road and winning is hard. If Georgia Tech comes out with a win in this one, it's impressive no matter how you did it, because you went and did a job. And I think we got to stop having these standards of what's a good win. All wins are good, man. Like you leave and you go get a win, especially on the road. Like, we can talk about ugly wins at home. That's fine. You go on the road and win. You just went to somebody else's house. You quieted what's going to be a crazy crowd out in Boulder, and you were able to kind of take away. And now you're 1-0, and you're setting up for a massive Week 3 game against Clemson at home. So I think, just in terms of me, I'm not going to get into my prediction. I'll talk more about this game, on both sides and go more in depth on this. But I think this has the potential to be a very good game. I think it would surprise me to see either team blow each other out. And I think it'd be very impressive if they did. Very, very impressive if they did. So it's, just go win the football game. Both teams with a chance to make a statement, obviously, here early on. It's going to be a lot of fun. So Week 1 of college football, fellas.
I think Jonesy got hacked. You see this?
Take
my 14. I think he got hacked.
Well, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. Just happy we're here. Ralph, what does that say? That doesn't say 7 people watching, I don't think. Always love to talk about that.
Let me just make sure I read it properly. It's 89-62-62. Just let you know.
Put it on the board. Yes,
Combined, that's 213.
Let's go, baby.
Thank you, Stranger Ranger.
Anthony, it's still 4.5 on FanDuel.
FanDuel.
We all FanDuel, Anthony.
FanDuel. They're Antony. That's Brain Jones, not Brian Jones, the doppelganger. Week 1, guys. I mean, we're going to get into we're going to get into more of these games on Thursday night, but I wanted to go get our previews in for these 2 Friday night games. Real quick before we get out of here. No AI. You're right about that. Minutes and principles. Raph, what's a game that you're just excited to tune in and watch? I mean, obviously you got the big name games, but aside from whoever Troy's playing this weekend.
I told John I'm not excited. I told him tonight, I said I might take Nichols plus 20.5 this weekend.
Hey, first off, dude, Nichols with a lockdown defensive effort this past weekend against Incarnate Word.
Yeah, my game's not this weekend. It's technically next week, Monday. I'm excited for North Carolina TCU. Bill Belichick's coaching, debut in college. I mean, why would you not be excited about that?
That's the Monday night game?
It's the Monday night game. I'm excited to see really what, how he does in college. I want to see this offense of his. I want to see this defense of his. I just want to see him on the sideline in a college game. I think it's interesting. I mean, just hearing, reading some stuff about him being recruiting these kids is fun because it's a different style of the story where you're instead of, trying to get someone to sign a contract to your organization to recruit them to your college. So, but yeah, I'm excited for that game. I think it's a different matchup. And one more is just the Notre Dame Miami. This is an all-time classic.
Catholics versus the Convicts. Going to be a fun one. I'll be in the building for LSU Clemson. That's obviously going to be a fun one, primetime Saturday night. I'm excited to go up there for that one.
Will's going to take some out-of-pocket game this weekend.
Well, I mean, seriously, I think
you already know
the TCU North Carolina game. Will, what was the game you said last year that you and I tuned in and watched and ended up being like an amazing game? It was like
Texas ULM and Texas State,
and that was crazy. And you like texted me, you were like, "That was unreal."
Yep.
When I look at this, another game I'm looking at.
Well, this is going to be Cal at Oregon State. Brian Harsin.
Absolutely. Well, I will be hate watching. If Auburn didn't kill me on Friday night, I'll be up hate watching.
You get an Oregon State shirt and stand in the reflection of your window and take a coffee mug in your hand and take a picture.
Cheers to the winners. Yeah.
Cheers to the winners.
There you go. Go on Syracuse, Tennessee. What's Syracuse look like? Steve Angeli, the quarterback.
In a year.
Fran Brown gonna be clean.
It's gonna be interesting. I'm Syracuse, Tennessee. Aflac kickoff down there in Mercedes-Benz, 11 a.m. Central, 12
be in the building
Eastern. Yeah, Will's going to be. Will's actually doing the coin flip. He's the honorary coin flip for Aflac. Shout out Fate.
That'd be nice.
So, by the way, Will, give your things real quick. Give your games.
Sam not taking the bait. A disgusting one. All this talk about all these games kicking off at noon, but none are going to top what's going to be on CBS Sports. The mighty Keydets of VMI travel to Annapolis to play the Naval Academy.
Why did I know that was coming?
I've missed seeing Drew Cronick's offense.
Oh God! Just go watch YouTube videos, bud. Before you go to bed, get excited.
I'm gonna throw another one. Mississippi State Southern Miss. Jeff Lebby goes to Hattiesburg.
I'll give you a better one. Battle of Connecticut, Central Connecticut at UConn.
How about the Dukes Mayo Classic kickoff on Friday night?
Absolutely not.
App State and Charlotte.
I didn't even know that was the Dukes Mayo kickoff.
I mean, good Lord.
Hey, you know what's wild? We talked earlier about how Northwestern at Tulane, you get in the door for $6. You want to know the get-in price for App State and Charlotte?
7 cents.
84.
Couldn't.
Well, Charlotte is the floor. So that's the floor for both of those teams. So they're there.
What about Delaware State at Delaware? First FBS game. They're playing. It's an FCS
Georgia State
team.
at Ole Miss. Any comments, Will, on Georgia State? Best program in Atlanta, per Will.
Got a 4-star tailback.
Branson Robinson might just intimidate everybody in the Sun.
How's Branson? I don't know what that is.
Sorry, that was a Marvel joke. Do you want better?
Yeah. Branson Robinson. Let's see him go for 150 on Ole Miss.
Okay.
Get things turned around at what I affectionately refer to as the Cathedral.
The Cathedral. Well, you know what, fellas? Tulane Northwestern are playing this weekend, and they decided to convene into the Big Easy the same week as Mr. Leary's birthday. So let's give a round of applause here. It is Ralph Leary's birthday. We appreciate him. Roll wave, says Ralph. Some sponsors that are no longer a part of the program, but who cares?
We got to get those off.
No, well, you're known for your free, sponsorships that you like to give out and your free shout outs. So Ralph is a free shout out, always free shout out.
If you want to sell anything on Facebook, Ralph is going to share it.
Cars.
How much does he get a sponsorship for someone's car being sold?
No, I'm saying, dude, you can get people to pay you for it.
Hey, I just want to say that first truck I put on Facebook on Saturday, that was my friends that sold that afternoon.
Lincoln Oaks at Art Pine. We got to go to the Lincoln Oaks game.
That might be a
this cannot be a real matchup.
Might be in my 80.
This cannot be a real matchup.
I got to look real quick. Lincoln Oaks football. Yeah, I mean, they're playing. And on September the 13th, dude, they have like 4 games this year. Where's the schedule?
They probably put it on Twitter like they did last year. It's just all on
Okay,
Twitter.
they're playing Lincoln in Missouri. They play all road games. They have no home games.
Their college is in the old movie theater. You don't remember this?
All right, October the 4th. They play at Scott Cochran's West Alabama.
Are we going? Oh, trip to Huntsville?
Yeah! I need you lower! That is getting clipped. What you want to know about Merrimack versus Kent State? Wasn't that one of the submarines in the Civil War?
I think that's an old wooden ship from the Civil War era.
We got a pretty exciting.
Shout out Columbus Naval Museum. Ralph, what else do you like to give free sponsorships to?
That's not the name, but we won't put the official name out there.
Yeah, we're good. I'll pass. Ralph, you like to give sponsorships to Joe's Lawn Care,
real estate agents.
Real estate agents.
I'm pretty sure the real estate agent was Bryce's mom.
No.
You shared somebody real estate agent. Just go to Ralph's Facebook and then look at the photos he's been tagged in, and then you'll have a good time. Edmonton versus Lake Erie.
I'm going to block everybody on Facebook now.
Great comment.
Starting with Gavin.
Shout out the guy who keeps trying to friend Ralph on Instagram, and I think he blocked him today.
He, by the way, he added me twice when I was on the phone talking to you earlier. He added me again while we were at dinner tonight. By the way.
Cooks hot dogs? No. Columbus State Club team versus Andrew College versus Georgia. Hey, reminder for you, as we get our best bets in, we all want to. Don't even say it out loud, dude.
Oh, gosh.
I love this show. Love this community. We'll
Hey, big game Saturday night, Bryce, in near you, Cajun Field. Rice comes to Louisiana. You can't lose the food.
Well, Rice is a big component of Cajun food, so I really wonder how that's going to go.
You can't lose the food, though.
JT Daniels still playing there?
I think isn't he coaching somewhere now?
I have no idea. I think he's in Dallas.
I thought he was at West Georgia.
Shout out! Wow! Shout out, Devs.
No, I'd rather
my
not.
Part. The Jambalaya Bowl. You know what, Dev? That is a really good name.
That might be a pretty
You missed the first. That's what he said first.
No,
yeah,
I'm
my first flag.
I'd rather not go.
Ralph. Okay, so first off, before we get out of here, we got 15 seconds. We got a little more.
Ralph's got to be credentialed if he's going to be there.
Yeah. The shout out the Cajun Cousins. There you go, brother. Bringing them on next week full time. Wanted to say this. Remember, we do best bets each and every single week. We all went 1-0 this week. The loser has a punishment. We will take suggestions from the fans. Doesn't mean we'll utilize it. Now, we have already crafted one for Ralph. It will come at the expense of the show. It'll be a detriment to the program. But it will be one of the greatest things I've ever watched in my life. Ralph will have a one-on-one exclusive interview with a very highly valued media.
Oh no!
Now,
I'm just letting you know right now. If I lose, I will crash out on live.
I mean, now this is something I think we need to see out of Will. Recreate the Sidney Sweeney American Eagle hat.
I think of all the people on the show, I am the least allowed to say that.
Will needs to go throw up a set in East Point. Oh,
I think Will knows what that means.
Ralph, I don't even know.
24-hour Waffle House challenge must be live streamed.
I'll do that. That's fine.
Ralph will do that tomorrow.
No, we'll do it tomorrow. But
Content, Ralph. Content.
Take the SAT until you make at least 950. Did I make a 950 the first time? Colorado coach calling Georgia Tech's offensive lines soft. Ralph's got good jeans. I think that's where we should end the show right there.
you know right now, I don't.
Ralph doesn't even wear jeans. Will, do you wear jeans?
Hell no.
Thank you,
Gavin. Do you wear jeans, bro?
Thank you.
Jeans are
You are by yourself on this. Jeans are all bad.
Go somewhere with your
Jay's
mom.
in the chat if you wear jeans. A nice pair of. I'll tell you this. And I would like for them to be Muggsy jeans. Slap.
Okay, wait a minute.
Take a bottle of laxatives and take the ACT. Vince, I'm not saying that out loud. You gotta, when you leave, that's your score.
Oh heck no! Oh no!
I don't do the milk mile.
I've done that. I've done the milk mile. It ain't fun.
What if I miss world's tallest drummer? You're gonna have to find your way back somewhere. It's pretty intense. But hey, we appreciate everyone watching. That show schedule, we're going to play around with it. If you'd rather have the recap shows on Sunday nights compared to Monday nights, we're going to play around with that. And obviously there's, tomorrow night, though, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern, we got Talking Tuesdays. So we are going to, we're going to open up the phone lines. Bryson, South Carolina comes to LSU. Can you get an interview with Jeff? You know, y'all mess about this. These guys if the guy would stop getting jobs, we'd get him on the show. Like, I just tell you that right now. Every single time we've gotten close, loser has to go to an umpire training camp for them.
Will would love to do that, I think. Will might.
Joke's on you.
Joke's on you. Will's already done it. He took Angel Hernandez's spot. Will's currently in single A in the Florida Complex League. He's headed to the Dominican Summer League next week.
I'm always practicing my punch outs. Always. If you put a camera in my house, you'd hear people getting rung up at random times constantly.
If you put a camera in the house, you might see things get thrown around the house.
The loser has to enter an indoor Mexican only soccer.
Studs up, baby.
No, we don't have that.
You probably do somewhere. All right.
Yeah, Alexander Street.
Oh, hey.
I bet they're out there playing right now.
This is the best one. You have to take a blow-up doll to Hooters on a date. That is unbelievable.
The other thing, no one goes to our Hooters in Columbus.
Loser has to body/face paint. Go to the Cracker Barrel. Loser has to body/face paint rival team colors on rivalry week.
Nope.
Well, the season will be, and this is like an absolute blowout. And one of us just has like no wins by then. Sure, but
live trailer.
You enjoy it more than you think you would.
Oh my god!
The trailer parks in Troy are not that bad. I was seeing a lot worse.
Comparatively speaking to the rest of Troy, they're not that bad.
No, the ones I've seen in
when everything's bad, it's not that bad.
Yeah, when everything sucks there, when your trailer is a lot better looking than some of the houses in Troy, you should be okay. I've been to Troy, yeah. I bet where it's awful, isn't it? There's nothing there.
Oh my gosh.
So, Sam, you mean dress normally?
All right. Now we need to end the show.
First off, the profile, 9-time champion. There you go, Will.
That's right.
A Colorado Auburn parlay on Friday, and everyone concedes Eric Singleton made the right choice. Loser goes noodling on live stream.
I'd love to do that.
No shirt, no shoes. Order at a Wendy's in the hood. I'm not reading Jones.
We don't
okay, let's get out of here. Let's end the show. This is insane. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. We'll catch you again tomorrow night. We're opening up the phone lines. God knows where we ended this, so hopefully it doesn't pick up from where we left off tonight. We will catch you next time. Thanks so much for watching.
Pile in here and make yourself feel at home. The crowded booth is coming on.
The Crowded Booth with Bryce Coon.